Hey, yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Two Player Co-op Podcast. I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother, Sean.
How we doing?
Fantastic. We just want to say hello, everybody. If this is the first time you're seeing us, welcome. If you've been here since the beginning, thank you.
So we've been a podcast for 30 episodes now.
30 episodes now. We just finished recording episode 31.
Just decided to finally break into the video realm. So you're probably watching this on YouTube right now. Again, thank you. In the future, we'll be continuing to, simulcast our podcasts, both audio and video format, and probably doing some Let's Plays now and then, too. So just to let you know what you're in for. Maybe some one-off quick shot episodes as well for various topics.
Absolutely. That's who we are. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. And now, episode 31.
Enjoy.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 31 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
I'm doing very, very, very good. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I made myself a venti old-fashioned.
That's like more than a venti, I think. That thing is ridiculous, I gotta say.
It's a little big. The ice ball has melted a little bit, but it didn't fit originally. But we pulled through. Now we're doing all right. The wonderful Bourbon Trace, Buffalo Trace. Well, there goes that sponsorship. Buffalo Trace.
Bourbon Trace would have been a good one too, I think.
That would be good.
I think it's pretty good. I'm just drinking a little bit of Bullet bourbon over here. Added in a little bit of bitters. I didn't want to go the whole old-fashioned route, but I added some bitters to spice it up a little bit. And it's pretty good. I got to say, it's a little bit watered down by now, but it's pretty good. So we are recording this on Saturday night, and I was wondering if we were even going to have anything to talk about on this podcast. And then Comic-Con happened, and everything kind of went crazy today.
Sure did.
Justice League. I was very hopeful we were going to get a teaser or a trailer or something. I didn't really think that we would. Turns out, yeah, we did. All of a sudden, I got an alert on my phone because I sign up for notifications whenever Zack Snyder tweets. And I got a notification. He tweeted out something that said, like, hashtag fly all night, hashtag don't never miss Hall H, hashtag Justice League. And I was like, and I clicked it, and I was like, oh, maybe this is Ben's other new movie. Maybe this is The Accountant or something. And then I'm like, oh, my God, there's Aquaman. And it just went. The rest is, I guess history, not really history, but yeah.
Unwritten history.
Yeah. What did you think?
So I will rehash the conversation we had earlier, but my problem, to some extent, I understand it. But so we just watched Batman vs. Superman, for me, the second time last night.
The Ultimate Edition.
Ultimate Edition. And I will say, I never thought it was a bad movie, but I thought it was good at best. After watching it last night, it was a lot better than I remembered. I think part of it is just the fact that it's the version that he wanted to make originally. There's a lot of pieces in place that kind of need to be there for everything to make sense. So everything made more sense. Everything flowed very well. I think the other thing is just being this far removed now from all of the hype about it. I was able to just watch it as just a Friday night movie, not okay.
A 3-hour long Friday night movie, but still.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, so, spoiler alert, Superman dies in the end.
If you don't know about that by now, and it's been out for 4 months, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, obviously that plays into Justice League. So, nobody believes he's actually dead. It was like, okay, he's dead. Here's the funeral. Everybody's sad, somber music. And then, dirt on the coffin moves, fade to black, roll credits. Okay, so he's not really dead.
Okay, so hold up. Did it seem like that went quicker this time? Or there wasn't enough?
Thought that
they didn't hover on the dirt as long?
I was wondering that. I thought maybe I just remembered
just like,
incorrectly. You see a few particles just start to move, like, and then boom.
Half second black. And I felt like they hovered on it longer.
Okay, I kind of thought
originally,
the same.
but I'm not sure.
So obviously it's like, okay, he's dead, and then they go ahead and say, he's obviously not dead. Look at the coffin moving. Now here we are, Justice League. Okay, here's the entire Justice League, except conspicuous by his absence, no Superman.
Right.
Oh, because he's dead, right. Everybody knows he's not dead. You even put him in the promotional picture you released for the movie. He's not dead. Nobody believes he's dead. I don't know if they're trying to make us think he's dead or not, but it just seems weird. Like they obviously went out of their way to not include him in the preview, but it's like, we know he's not dead, guys. That being said, for a teaser, I thought it looks really good. I think Momoa is going to do as good as he can with Aquaman. Personally, I don't really know a whole lot about Cyborg.
I mean, nobody does unless you're a huge nerd.
Right.
Honestly, I mean, not honestly.
And I'm looking forward to, I think Flash will steal the show.
100%. He is going to come out of this a huge star. I guarantee it.
X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yep.
To me, I wouldn't say he stole the show, but I loved Quicksilver.
No, he stole the show. I would say 100% he stole the show. I don't think you're wrong.
The way he played the character, he was funny. He was whatever. It was well done. But just all of the scenes where he's doing his, super fast stuff, and you're seeing everything in slow motion. You're seeing him go around and, move people's fists over to their face and grabbing bullets. And, it was
awesome. I was like scream laughing the whole time.
Yeah. Right. And I loved how they did it, and I think The Flash is going to kind of be done in a similar way. So
I agree.
I'm excited to see that. I don't know. It's obviously way too early to tell, but I think it's going to be really good.
I loved it. Noah was downstairs. Casey was sleeping when it came out. Noah was downstairs, and I just started like almost screaming in the kitchen. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, what, Dad? What? I was like, it's Justice League. It's Justice League. No, it's Justice League. Come here. And so we watched it together. We got a peek at the new bat suit, which they have said has been modified a little bit. I couldn't tell because I've read that it's going to have a little bit more of a bluish hue to it. Not really like Adam West or anything like that, but a little bit of a blue. And there's going to be two different suits in this movie also. There's the bat suit and then there's a tactical bat suit, whatever that means. It's not going to be the armored suit. It's going to be something else.
Like the sneaking suit?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the same voice. Well, Bale and Snake do, I should say. But I absolutely loved it. I love seeing Bruce. It's almost like Affleck even seems more at home. Again, we saw him acting for maybe 30 seconds in this, and maybe it's just the direction of it that Zach is taking a different path or something like that, but it just seems like a different Bruce. But, no, actually, now that I'm actually saying this out loud, it's supposed to be a different Bruce because the Bruce we saw in Batman vs. Superman was he hated everybody and he wanted to kill people.
He was
and
just
stuff.
hell-bent on revenge.
Yeah. But then at the end of Batman vs. Superman, he says, I failed him in life. I'm not going to fail him in death. And I'm pretty sure that means I'm going back to my old ways. I'm going to stop killing folks and running people down, killing 21 people in this movie and all that stuff. Flash looks great. Cyborg was just there. Aquaman didn't suck was the big thing. Aquaman looks pretty. I mean, Jason Momoa is a badass, but he made Aquaman look like a badass. So I was like, okay, I'm in. I love how he's assembling the team and everything. I had heard of the Flash footage from the people that did the set visit like a month ago or whatever. They got to see that snippet. So I kind of knew I was going to... As soon as he threw the batarang, I was like, oh, this is the scene. And then it's just... it was so well done. I actually like... And we touched on this when we talked earlier. I like that they held Superman out. Like... I mean, you didn't have to put out the promo art. You could have just put like his logo in the background of the 5 or something. So you just like they're honoring him or something. So you don't give it away. I mean, like you said, we know he's coming back. But I like that they held him out. I don't know if it's going to be... We know the bad guy's Steppenwolf from the deleted scene. That's been confirmed now. He's going to have his parademons and all that other stuff. I still... If they're not doing Injustice or some form of Injustice, then why the heck did they do the whole scene with the Flash? Why did they do the Flash Vision? If they're not going to have Superman go bad or something. The parademons are in this movie. We've heard they are in this movie.
Well, to me, that almost seems like it's just kind of, you can make the argument it's fan service. So the whole thing is future Batman sends the Flash back in time to tell young Batman.
Yes. Younger
Batman. But it's the whole time paradox. I can't wrap my brain around it. But to me, what we saw in the movie, we're now in that, we're on that timeline now, to where now younger Batman already knows, so now he knows to keep Lois. Yeah, so it almost seems
so
like
he knows to keep Lois safe, so we may never even get to
Right, it almost seems like they were just paying homage to it, like.
So it's like even though Flash came back too early, it still is going to it's going to serve the same purpose. As long as Bruce doesn't forget what the heck he said. And it's not like Flash now is going to know what Flash in the future, okay, talk about going cross-eyed, but
yeah.
I loved it. As a first teaser, it's more than I thought. When I saw that the video was 2 minutes and 45 seconds, I was like, holy crap, I didn't think they were going to have this much footage already. But the other good thing is they gave absolutely nothing away. They don't show you Superman. They don't show Steppenwolf. There were no parademons. It was just Bruce assembling the Justice League.
Right.
And some vague shots. Wonder Woman's in battle. You see the bat suit for a little bit. You see Flash and you see Cyborg. And the other thing, like the whole interaction between Bruce and Diana in the Batcave. I assume it was the Batcave. He's like, "Did he say he's going to fight for us?" Yeah, more or less. Like
more
or less. More or less. He said no. Yeah, he said no. Just that little tiny bit of humor is more than anything we got in Batman vs. Superman. And again, I don't think it needs to be Marvel and like yuck, 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 but like the Justice League and the animated movies and stuff have humor in them, which is something we did not get at all in Batman vs. Superman. So just that little bit was like, I like what you're doing.
It's very refreshing.
So I was very happy with it. And then we also got the first Wonder Woman trailer. What'd you think about Wonder Woman? Because I went into this thinking, man, I don't know. It's Wonder Woman. I don't really care either way, I don't think. But
so I don't know. I know literally almost nothing about Wonder Woman. I liked her in Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah,
I
she
think
was awesome.
Gal did a good job.
Way better than I thought she would be.
Right. So I'm looking forward to it. To me, it almost seems like, I mean this in a good way, similar to Captain America: First Avenger.
Okay.
Taking place in the past.
Oh, right. Yeah.
A bunch of it's like, well, here's a bunch of characters that we know other than Wonder Woman are going to be long since dead by the next time we see her again.
And we also know from Batman vs. Superman, she says, I walked away from humanity 100 years ago.
Right. So
continue, sorry.
Well, I guess just I didn't know too much about Captain America. I knew more about him than Wonder Woman. I know nothing about Wonder Woman. Both movies in the past, interacting with a bunch of people that by the time we rack to the present time, they're all dead.
Dead and gone.
So, but in the end, while I wasn't too interested really in Captain America at the time, it ended up being an awesome movie. Probably the worst, if you want to say that, the worst of the three, but still a very good movie in its own right. So I'm excited. I don't really know what to think of it right now, just because I have no idea what to expect, but I think it'll be good.
I was pleasantly surprised. We got a little bit of a sneak preview of Wonder Woman stuff. I think maybe in that show they did on the CW before Batman Superman came out or something. We got some sneak peek at it. That looked really good. This looked even better. I like how the suit is very red and very blue.
Right.
I don't really think that's a knock on Zach. I think her suit was supposed to look muted in Batman Superman because it's been 100 years since she wore the thing or whatever. I mean, it's old. It's
right.
It shouldn't be all bright and colorful and everything. Suit looked great. I think everything in it. Chris Pine's awesome. I've said forever he should have been Green Lantern. He seems perfect for Green Lantern, and now he's what's his name in it? Steve something. I forget what the
Rogers.
Steve Rogers. That's what I was good. No,
No.
that's Captain America. I was going to say Steve Rogers, but I know that's not right. But obviously they're just wasting him as that. He's not going to be Green Hornet. I like that he's in a DC movie, but he's going to be a one-shot deal.
Who?
Green. What did I say? Green
Hornet.
Lantern. Well, Green Hornet's something else too.
Green Hornet's not even DC. He's just nothing. I mean, he's something.
He's
but
something.
He's Seth Rogen. I almost said Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins is definitely not nothing.
No.
So I don't know. My one concern is still, can Gal Gadot carry a movie by herself as the lead? I mean, again, there's good actors in there. Robin Wright is in it. She's one of the Amazonians. Chris Pine's in it. But she's the lead. This is her movie. This isn't just I get to come in, save Batman, and the crowd goes nuts because it was I clapped again. It was just so, for all the crap people give Zach.
And whenever they play the little guitar riff,
and they kept that in this trailer too. I was so happy that if that's her theme, I freaking love it. Some people hate it. I absolutely love it. I think that guitar riff is awesome. I was very pleasantly surprised. I didn't like it as much as Justice League because I just don't care about it as much as Justice League. But I think now it's to the point where, yeah, this is a movie I'm probably going to want to see opening night.
like Thursday midnight kind of thing, or like Friday. I'll go Friday. I don't know if I'll go Thursday.
I mean, I'm not going to midnight. I'll go like Thursday at 7 or something. I'm not going
Well, okay, yeah. If it's at a reasonable time, I would.
It'll
go.
be at a reasonable time. Yeah, by the way, Suicide Squad tickets are still not on sale in Collierville, and it's pissing me off. We're less than 2 weeks until release now. But if you actually go to Malco's site, they don't list any movies there. So I guess Malco needs to update their stuff, and then Fandango will put them up for sale. But
Yeah.
that's just right. Obviously, it's not going to be sold out. We're going to be fine.
Are we doing Killing Joke on Monday?
Oh, I don't know. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
Probably no. I don't know.
But when does it come out?
Monday.
Like a weekend. Oh.
Oh, the next day on
Yeah, yeah.
digital.
Oh, okay. Well, then
I mean-
I thought it was maybe a few weeks
No,
later.
it's a few weeks on Blu-ray, but you can get it on digital the next day, which means you can get it multiple ways, if you know what I mean.
Wink, wink. I can't wink.
I forgot to say in all the hype and all the oh, by the way, and I thought I was going to have a really late edit to our rundown for today because Kojima was teasing, ooh, something new is coming, blah, blah, blah. Something new did come out. Did you see what it was?
No.
A 30-second animation of Ludens. It's an animation of their logo just to say, I'm Ludens, and here's the flag. I love you so much, Kojima. I do. If you're listening to this, I love you so much.
Or watching.
Or watching, hopefully. We'll see how that turns out.
Maybe.
But yeah, I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. But in all the hullabaloo, we forgot to say that today's episode is episode 31, which is I can't think. Can you think of like what we should do for episode 31? Like whose episode this should be? It escapes me. I'm not sure.
Can't think of.
It's like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is the Jason Seahorn edition.
Oh, you just happen to be wearing the
That's
31.
so weird.
Well, that worked out. Wow, what do you know?
That's so weird. I'm wearing number 31 Jason Seahorn while we're recording this.
Funny how that works out.
It is really funny how that works out. So what else is up besides Comic-Con?
What else is up? I don't know. We had big, not that big. It's weird they were doing this on a Saturday because I say
weird.
tomorrow we have pay-per-view coming up, so we won't be able to talk about that till
that's
next
true.
week.
We could always. This is behind the scenes. If you're feeling pretty sweet that you get to see this, we could always do like one-off, quick little interstitials. We've talked about doing that. We could do pay-per-view reviews or something. Not that night because I'm gonna be too tired. But
Oh right, yeah, yeah, we could do that.
we can do something. But anyways,
Maybe that's coming.
it is weird to be recording this on a Saturday. I like it. And nothing's going to happen on a Sunday. I think Comic-Con's pretty much done after today. I think.
Yeah, for the most part, I think, yeah.
But if you don't know, now you know. Play it. What have you been playing this week?
Again, doing this on a Saturday night.
By the way,
I know usually
that's a great Bon Jovi song. Do you know that? Sunday will be Saturday night.
Oh, I do.
Hey, man. No. Okay.
So doing this Saturday night, when I'm not out living the crazy life and I'm just staying home playing video games, on a Saturday night or on a Sunday, I've got stuff to talk about by Monday. But we recorded this last one on, Monday?
We're only like 5 days in between now.
Right, and it's been weekdays, and now, I don't know. So, no, I don't think I've really played anything since then. I still want to finish off... no, not Gravity.
Adrift.
Then
So you
there's the racing game, the tabletop racing, whatever.
So you didn't take the leap for I Am Setsuna?
Setsuna? No, not yet. It's tough because I've been seeing a lot of like 7.5s out of 10s. And I'm like, ugh. But then when I read the reviews, they're like, this is awesome. And then it's like the things they complain about, it just seems like it's not different enough. I mean, they're like, yeah, it's great.
But what if you don't want it to be different?
Right. If it's a Chrono Trigger clone, I'm in.
Then just make a Chrono Trigger clone.
And so I think it's getting dinged a little bit for that. So I don't know. I'm sure I'll get... How much is it? Like 20?
40.
Or is it okay.
It's 40. I thought that was why you hadn't made the leap yet.
Well...
Now it is.
I didn't know. Now I know. And now I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't know. $40. Ugh. I might wait and read a little bit more up on it. I was hoping it would only be 20, but... no, I guess I haven't really been playing anything.
The cool thing about that for you, not for me, because I don't really care, but... It's an offshoot of Square Enix, I believe, or Enix. The company that made this is called Tokyo RPG Factory.
Yeah,
which is hilarious. Their whole purpose is to make JRPGs. So maybe they'll do a Secret of Mana or something like that. Maybe they'll do Adventures of Mana 2. Maybe they'll do something. But their whole... And I heard them talking this week, like this game was made in 16 months or something.
Wow.
So, I mean, it was really quick from conception to actually alpha to beta to it's available. Really quick. Way quicker than a lot of games are. But
so what I've read about it probably won't mean much to you, but it sounds very... Not gameplay-wise, but story-wise, very Final Fantasy X-esque.
Okay.
I haven't seen anybody say this yet, but I can't imagine other people haven't made this connection. Final Fantasy X, you have Sin. It's this big monster. What they've been doing for, I think, thousands of years. They sacrifice a summoner to kill Sin, but then it always comes back. And now...
Sin is a being, not a...
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah. So in Final Fantasy X, Yuna is the summoner. She's going on this pilgrimage, which ends in basically her sacrificing herself.
Oh, yeah, that's what Setsuna is about.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And so Titus, along the way, finds out, wait, you're gonna die, and then this thing's gonna come back. This is stupid. There has to be a better way, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to guess that's the way this game goes, and Setsuna is not going to die.
Oh,
they're eventually going to realize,
is it a
wait,
she or a he? Sounds like a she.
She.
Okay.
This is just a terrible... This isn't the best
Why
way
are we
to do
doing
this.
Yeah.
Let's find a better way. So, I haven't played the game at all. Haven't even bought it yet. I'm assuming that's the way it goes down. Nothing wrong with that. I think it makes for a good story. Maybe I'll be wrong, but to me it seems... to me, it seems obvious, but who knows? I could be wrong, but that's the way I see it playing out.
I finally started Twilight Princess HD. The only note that I wrote down so far is F goat herding. I hate goat herding at the beginning of that. It's like when there's 10 goats, that's fine. You're riding around. Epona controls like crap. Not well at all. At least when you're trying to herd goats.
The little I've heard from you about this game,
you don't remember anything.
No, I remember the big.
You don't remember
stuff,
herding the goats?
No,
that crap at the beginning.
No.
It sucks. So you first, I've basically been through 2.5 hours of a tutorial almost, and I remember, but I'm gonna get through it because the thing I read in the reviews, I think of the
payoff
HD,
is worth it.
Yeah, it's that. It is,
and I don't even remember this part. So
it's that's the thing.
I think of it as
a
a great
slow burn
right.
to get through the beginning is the toughest part, and if you get through that, then it's worth it. So I'm holding on. I'm pressing through. I'm going to play it more. So far, I'm like, this sucks. It doesn't control well. I don't like the wolf so far. I don't know that I'm ever going to like the wolf. I don't like it. It just seems like it's hard to Z-target and attack people. I keep forgetting if I'm supposed to use left trigger or left bumper to do the jump thing to Midna.
Yeah.
Midna, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that great, even as an HD remaster. It looks like a PS2 game that was just up-resed. I don't know how much. I don't know what they really did to the character models or anything like that. So I'm going to do my best to get through it. I'm sure it's going to ramp up. Do I have to play as the damn wolf the whole first temple? Because they're setting it up that I do. No?
Unless I'm forgetting what the first temple...
The forest temple.
Right, but...
Okay.
I don't think there's ever a level...
Okay.
Where you have to be the wolf. If anything...
Because I haven't been able to switch back yet. And
yeah. Eventually you get the ability to just switch on command. If anything, maybe there's like a partial level or levels that you have to do as the wolf, i.e. Ice Cavern and Ocarina. Okay. That kind of like a little... But not like a full level.
Okay.
So, no.
Okay.
But no, get through the... Honestly, I love the game, and I don't even remember this being part of it. So by the time you're done with it, you'll probably have forgotten about it too.
Well, at least now it's documented forever.
And you'll remember just the good parts.
That was deep.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
It's from...
Vanilla Sky.
Nope. Everybody Loves Raymond. When Robert gets married and everything goes wrong, and then Ray's given his toast, and he's
man,
like,
he gave such a good toast.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And
he said, "You'll only keep
just the good ones.
Just the good ones.
Just the good ones."
And I was like, "Oh God, Robert and Raymond." That's another show that could come back. I mean, except God, not Frank and Estelle. What are their names in it?
Frank and
Marie
are
both dead.
Oh, God, she did die.
She died a month ago, maybe?
Frank died not too long after the show was done.
No, it was... Was it that long ago?
It's been a while now, yeah. I bet it's been 6-7 years since he died.
It's been a while. Stained.
Yeah.
On that note, you know what we got, Sean?
What do we got?
We got some news. So again, I didn't know that we were going to have anything to talk about today. And then all of a sudden over the last couple days, news just came out of nowhere. We're going to start off with something that I really did not expect to be talking about, especially after our main topic last week. But yeah, so this happened.
And last week, obviously, is when we talked about the
Metal Gear.
Oh, yeah, Pachinko.
You completely forgot
I knew that.
what we talked about?
Yeah, I remember now.
Okay. So today it came out that on Reddit, I need to get on Reddit. I don't do Reddit. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing out.
I don't know how to do Reddit.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to Reddit. It's like, I just don't get it. It seems like it's just one more thing. Like Twitter already consumes me and stuff. I don't really need another piece of social media or some kind of internet thing to distract me from real life and stuff, but I digress if I'm digressing. So Ben, who works for Konami Social, jumped onto Reddit, and I want to go through some of the highlights here, and then we'll discuss it together. So he posted on the subreddit of Metal Gear Solid. This comes from MetalGearInformer.com, by the way. Great site if you're a Metal Gear fan. He said, I just want to jump in and say a couple things. A, there's a great community, unique content, and a variety of fantastic people on this subreddit. We respect that you are/get salty about the way things have gone at points. Yeah, no kidding. It goes with the territory, but we still love and respect this community. Things have not always gone as smooth as we would like, but we are always doing our best to assemble our views, good, bad, and ugly, and present them. Whatever. Or your views, excuse me. B, the above post is a great discussion starter, and Robert Peeler, who is the man, he's at Popsicle on Twitter, great handle. He's the community manager for Metal Gear. He's stayed on after Kojima left and everything. If you ever saw Let's Plays or anything about Metal Gear Solid 5 before it came out, there was a dorky white guy with them doing the Let's Plays. That's Robert Peeler. He's really good.
Wait. A video game
Nerdy white guy.
Nerdy white guy?
Weird.
That doesn't sound right.
So Robert Peeler and I will continue to read your thoughts and feedback. As has been publicly said, Konami is committed to the Metal Gear Solid franchise. He didn't say Metal Gear. I don't know how I feel about that, but he wrote MGS franchise. And not just one-off examples of niche or niche products. Robert is an active advocate for the brand and does a great job representing you at the table when there are discussions. Let's continue through here. Future of Metal Gear. He said, within the industry, many projects are slow burns, slow starts, or even non-starts. While I understand your frustrations / desires, as a longtime Castlevania fan, I totally want more. After LOS 2, is it Lords of Shadow? Yeah, Lords of Shadow 2. Konami needs to take the time necessary to review the IP and find a good fit. Metal Gear is important to a lot of people here and has been stated publicly. Will be supported in the future in a console market. It can be hard as fans. One day I hope we can earn you back and surprise you. Hope that helps and does not sting. And then he talked about pachinko. In the interest of our continued efforts to be more involved with you all, there are a few things we should know / understand about this. A, these products / licenses take years of approval and development on their own. B, this product is local to Japan. So does that mean they've been working on this since Kojima was there, apparently? I don't really believe him. Anyways. Yeah. C, this product does not impact the video game / console development cycle, which also takes years. D, hey, seriously, the graphics look great. And we report actively your expressed interest in remakes and updates. If you can tell when I'm talking slow, that is what I've bolded on my rundown. It's very important, those words that I'm saying. A Metal Gear Solid 5 co-op and the future in general. Co-op gameplay is often requested, and many of us enjoyed Peace Walker, so that feature has been noted and reported as a suggestion for future content.
Bold.
Which means it's not coming to Metal Gear Solid 5. But if we make another one, maybe it'll have... co-op play. I don't really care about that. Metal Gear to me is a single-player game, so whatever. Well, next year is our 30th anniversary. My crystal ball is broken, but I will go shake the 8-ball and get back to you. Smiley face. Edit. 8-ball said future unclear. Check back in a few months. And he also stated that Konami remains committed to AAA games, and he said a nice little bit about Kojima as well and how they still love him and all this other stuff. Whatever. You kicked him out the door, so don't give me that crap. Sean. Just help me here.
So, I will try to speak as a more unbiased party.
Yes.
I will say this was, if nothing else, a good PR move. This at least says, okay, listen, we hear you, we know you're upset, have faith in us. Just because this is coming out control. Does not mean that this is all we've been doing or all we'll ever do. Again, I still don't know what your true feelings are on whether if you'd rather they just let Metal Gear die and you'd rather they leave it alone and not touch it, or if you would rather they keep it going.
I am so friggin' torn. I don't know what I want. I don't want Metal Gear Solid 6 if Kojima's gone. Like we were talking about earlier, if they could just do Metal Gear Liquid, whatever. You know what I mean? Not Liquid Snake, but just the opposite. Whatever it is.
Revolutions.
Yeah, Reloaded. If they could do Metal Gear... Just call it... No, don't call it Metal Gear. I don't know what it would be. If it was
Plastic cog.
Metal Gear Widget.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Wubsy. Wow, Wubsy. I would be okay with them... Oh, God. I think I would be okay with them remaking Kojima's work. Don't yell at me if you're a Metal Gear fan. I am one of the biggest Metal Gear fans you'll ever meet. Nothing they do can change the game that they're remaking. It's not going to make that game disappear. It doesn't mean Kojima was any less of an influence on the industry, any of that stuff. It just means the story is already there. They've got Kojima's work. They've got the story. All they need to do is, they own the IP, so it's not even plagiarizing, but You could just be like Melania and you can just steal it. So I don't want Metal Gear Solid 6 or 7 or anything Metal Gear Solid, I guess is what I'm saying, unless it's a remake, is kind of how I feel.
But what do you consider Metal Gear Solid? I mean, I know what it is.
The Tale of the Snakes.
But even not Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear was Snake. Metal Gear 2
No,
was
that's
Snake.
what I'm saying.
So just not Snake.
Call it Metal Gear with a new cast of
but be done with... Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Go from Christopher Nolan's Batman
To
Zack
Batman versus
Snyder's.
Superman.
Right. I mean, but
better.
Hopefully not that much of a drop-off. But, sorry, Zach, you did a great job. Especially with the Ultimate Cut. God almighty, it was so good.
Zach, we know you're listening.
We know you're listening. But seriously, I haven't given up on you. Yeah. That's what I think. If you could do another Metal Gear universe, I'm fine with that. I don't want them trying to fill in the blanks in Kojima's story. I don't want them to do the Metal Gear game with the boss that Kojima always wanted to make, and I don't want them to do Metal Gear Solid 6 to fill in the blanks with Venom and Big Boss and everything.
So you want to see the
84 to
equivalent,
95.
but better, of like Rising Revengeance?
No, I want... No.
Or not even...
I want
is
tactical...
Raiden even off limits? You want something totally...
I might be fine with a Raiden prequel or something.
Okay.
But I still want tactical espionage, action, or operations. But I don't want it to be with my characters that Kojima created. Even if... Or make a new Snake and make him like... That's an awesome magnification there.
Holy crap. That is so cool. I thought Is that really what's going on?
Well, just don't let it go into your speak. Oh,
no, that wasn't. Okay, that was like a... So the water dropped.
Oh, it registered like your fingerprint.
That's
I thought
weird.
the water drop made it expand.
It looked too perfect. Okay, wow, that was weird.
That was weird. Okay, so continue with your thoughts.
I just dropped some condensation on my iPhone screen, and it looked magnified.
You were
and
scared
it was
because
magnified.
I thought it was going to go into your speaker
my
port
speaker
there, and I was
hole.
going to freak out.
By the way, my iPhone is jacked. It is definitely bent. I've just given up
Because
on
you
the
got that
case.
crappy big ass iPhone. That's why, and you wear it in your pocket. I mean,
I wear it in my pocket.
Look at it on the table. It's like this. You could do you could do a
seesaw.
skate game with it.
I guess that's it. I think it's a good, whether it registers with the community or not, I don't know. I think it was a good move on their part, or at least a good attempt to basically say, we hear you, yeah. But I don't know. I'm kind of... Maybe I have a different point of... Obviously, I have a different point of view from you because you are a super fan and I'm a fan. I don't have the mindset of, at least to the extent you do, of just don't touch it, leave it alone.
Don't touch that. Leave
It's
it alone.
it's your...
That was a DMX song, by the way. Don't touch that. Leave it alone. Sorry. I'm going to get a copyright strike now.
I don't have that mindset. Like, it's not yours to mess with. Just let it die. I don't have that mindset. But at the same time,
yeah.
Right. But if they go Metal Gear something else, unless they're very clever with the tie-ins back to the original series, I don't see myself caring about it.
And I don't know that I would either, but I would at least look at it through a different lens than I would if they were making Metal Gear Solid 6.
Yeah.
That's my worst fear. And okay, so let's go through the bold things here. Well, next year's our 30th anniversary. My crystal ball's broken, blah, 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 blah. Oh, future's unclear. Check back in a few months. He's clearly saying they're working on something.
Yeah.
Tokyo Game Show, they better freaking announce Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, Remake, HD, Fox Engine, PS4 and Xbox One and PC, and be done with it.
And PS3.
And X probably. No, I don't want... No, leave it behind. If they come out at Tokyo Game Show and announce Metal Gear Solid 6, I'm going to do a one-player co-op edition of the podcast, and it's going to be marked as explicit lyrics on iTunes and SoundCloud and everything, because I'm going to go the hell off.
I hope, again, this may be a long shot to begin with, but my God, if they make a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, they need to have Metal Gear Solid 5 controls.
Oh, I
that
think they
game
will.
to me was
That's what I was saying to my
unplayable when I tried to go back and
It's
play
not
it.
unplayable. You're a baby. What I was talking to one of my Metal Gear buddies on Twitter the other day was, what was he saying? Oh, he was doing PS4 share pictures of Ground Zeroes, and I'm like, dude, how do you go back and play Ground?
Is that really that much different than 5?
There's no Fulton. Once you get spotted, you're screwed because you can't escape. There's
I just
no
always
horse.
run back to the beginning.
Well, yeah,
and then hide in the rocks, and then
that's really fun. But I'm like, isn't it different? He said, well, I hadn't played Phantom Pain in a while. I played Uncharted in between and stuff like that. And I tweeted him. I said, yeah. He said something about, and then he tweeted about how the control schemes in 1 and 2 are so similar, except for the first-person view, and 3 also, and everything. And that's why I was like, yeah. That's what pissed me off so much about this pachinko BS, is that they're not just remaking Metal Gear Solid 3 with Metal Gear Solid 5's controls, and he liked it.
yeah.
You put that game to where I can do the crouch walk.
I can't believe that you can't do that.
That's the biggest problem with if you go back to play 3 now after playing 4 and 5. And
you're either just walking around or you're
crawling.
like crawling. It's like
Right.
there's gonna be something.
And I think
to it,
if
but
you actually, walk.
I'm sure I could get used to it.
Well, what it
again,
is,
but
I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, it's been a while since I played it. If you walk up to them to where you're barely walking, I think if you use the D-pad instead of the analog or something to where you're just walking very slowly,
you might as well be crouch walking.
Yeah, I
they
think it's
won't
the same
hear
thing.
you.
They don't hear you. I'm pretty sure, because I've beaten that game with no alerts before.
Really?
Yeah, and I did it without a crouch walk. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Prediction is I'm pretty sure we're going to get Metal Gear Solid 3 the remake at Tokyo Game Show.
I would love to see that.
I would too. I'm not going to go back and delete last week's episode because those are my thoughts and they are what they are. But, Any other thoughts on that, Sean?
That's all I got.
Rise of the Tomb Raider is officially coming to PS4. This comes from IGN. This is a long one, but there's a lot of information here. There's no way for me to really break it down any more than it is. Square Enix/Enix has announced that Rise of the Tomb Raider will come to PlayStation 4 on October 11th. Rise of the Tomb Raider will arrive on PS4 in a 20-year celebration edition, which includes the full game and all content from the Rise of the Tomb Raider seasons past, which means Baba Yaga, Temple of the Witch, Cold Darkness Awakened, and all of the DLC, outfits, weapons, and expedition cards. An art book will also be included for anybody who pre-orders. The 20-year celebration will include a new Extreme Survivor ultra-hard difficulty for the main campaign, no thank you, as well as 3 new pieces of playable content. The first is Blood Ties, a combat-free narrative-focused story in which Lara explores the Croft Manor to discover new information about her family. PlayStation 4 will exclusively offer PlayStation VR support for Blood Ties, which is played in first person with a headset as opposed to the standard third-person perspective. This is me going off script. It's like Gone Home.
I was going to say, it sounds like Gone Home.
And that's what people have seen it, and they've said it's Gone Home in Tomb Raider. A separate zombie-filled combat chapter, because we all love freaking zombies. Laura's Nightmare will also be set in the mansion. So basically, you go through the Gone Home thing, and then you fight zombies. The final new mode in the 20-year celebration edition is a new co-op version of Endurance, in which players attempt to survive for as long as they can while keeping track of warmth and hunger meters, which we're also going to do in Breath of the Wild, by the way. The longer that you last, the more experience you'll earn, but if you don't manage to successfully reach an extraction point and escape, you'll lose everything. Finally, this is actually kind of cool, classic polygonal Lara Croft models will be available to play as in expedition modes, as well as new cold weather outfit inspired by Tomb Raider 3. Anyone who purchased Rise of Tomb Raider on Xbox One or PC gets access to all this stuff, minus the PS4 VR support, on October 11th. Sean, sounds pretty cool. And this is why it's not so bad to have, Xbox gets a game for a year, and then people have to pay for all this DLC and stuff, and it's a great game and all this. We know we're going to get it eventually, and we get all this stuff with it. Does this... Now, I think we just said last week or the week before that we both are interested in Tomb Raider, but it's like, I don't need to get it day one. I definitely don't need the art book. The cool thing is this is not like you have to pay $120 or something for some collector's edition to get all this. This is just, it's a $60 release and you get everything. Are you any more interested in Lara Croft Rise of the Tomb Raider than you were a couple weeks ago?
No. So honestly, I never got into the whole Tomb Raider thing. I think I played a demo of Tomb Raider 1 on probably our Micron. Somehow we downloaded a demo. I don't know. But I think I played it on a computer.
Did we never play it
maybe
on
not
Saturn?
the Micron, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I just never got into it. The new one definitely looks better. To me, it seems like it doesn't even seem like they're trying to hide this fact, judging by the cover art.
Oh my
It's basically female Uncharted.
So what I've heard a lot of people say is they stole stuff from the old Uncharted games, and then Uncharted 4 stole stuff from Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Really?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It just seems like Uncharted with a female protagonist. Honestly, until right now, I didn't know this wasn't already out on PS4. I didn't realize it was Xbox exclusive.
They got 1 year exclusivity.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. So no, I'm not too. I don't know. I don't really care. And the last thing I'll say, I don't know what this means.
Baba Yaga?
It sounds like either A, something Kramer would exclaim.
Okay, Baba Yaga.
If he like drank something hot or got scared. Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Or it sounds like something Dad or myself would say when we belch.
Baba Yaga.
I don't know what it is, but it's supposed to be pretty cool from everything I've heard. I've obviously never played it because I don't have an Xbone. But yeah. So I definitely want to play this game. It'll probably be on my Christmas list. Yes, I'm 34 years old and I have a Christmas list.
Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga.
Moving on. Sean, this one kind of crept out of nowhere this week, and I wanted to cover it because this is really something that I think both of us, I didn't know about, but now I'm 100% interested in it. This game called Abduction has been delayed to August. It was supposed to come out this coming Tuesday, but now it's coming out in August. Do you know what Abduction is, Sean?
I think it's like a Myst-like adventure game that's currently in the works at Cyan.
Shut up. So you know who Cyan is, right?
They've been working hard to get the game done.
They made Myst 2, 3, 4, whatever, and Riven or Riven.
Riven. And wasn't there another one?
That's what,
Myst, Riven, and
all the other Mysts. They made
but there's a
Myst
third.
Games. No, I don't think so. Well, that might have been done. That might have been done by somebody else.
Oh, okay, maybe.
But Cyan Games did Myst and Riven. So this comes from PC Gamer. Abduction, the very Myst-like adventure game that's currently in the works at Cyan, is going to take a little bit longer than planned to see the light of day. It was set to come out this week, July 26th. But today the studio, which was a couple days ago, announced that it's been pushed back to August 24th.
Exile.
Oh, I've never heard of that. I guarantee that wasn't made by Cyan.
I'll look that up now.
So I didn't even know this was happening, but this was a Kickstarted game. It is a spiritual successor to Myst. It is coming out on Windows and Mac, so we can actually play this game. If you picture Myst, there's still the levers and stuff. You're just dropped into a world. There's levers. There's all these puzzles. But instead of being point and click and stuff, you actually use a controller and walk around the world. This sounds like what I thought The Witness was going to be before I realized it was just a bunch of puzzles with dots, and you're playing the game dots throughout the whole thing. This sounds like something I'd be interested in. Are you?
Exile was the subtitle. It was Myst 3 : Exile. That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, I'm interested. I know we've covered this before, but I'll say it again because it's the first thing that pops into my mind whenever I think of Myst. That game scared the crap out of me.
The Baba Yaga out of you.
The Baba Yaga, the Yobagoya out of me. And I don't know why. It was something about whenever you're just in this.
It's just very unsettling.
Yes.
You're in this world.
You're by You get these pages of a book with an electronic screen in it, and then these strangers start talking to you, but it's all like staticky and it was very unsettling. But I loved it. I don't think I ever even played Riven, let alone Myst 3, Myst 4, 5, however many there's been.
No, I don't think we did.
But to me, you could make the argument that game was years ahead of its time. And now with this big resurgence in quote-unquote walking simulators, no action, just walking around, and I guess it's more puzzle. Firewatch and Gone Home and
those really are
Adrift don't really have puzzles to
Right.
solve. So I guess it isn't
in
quite
the
the
broadest
same.
sense of the word. I guess maybe they do, but
Yeah. But they just kind of hold your hand through it all. I don't know. I kind of like it. I'm excited. I don't really know. I mean, do we know much about the story?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I'm hoping this is not a full like $50, $60 game.
Feels like a $40 game, but I don't know. I guess I could look on. I haven't looked on Steam. I should have before we went on the air.
Yeah.
To see how much it is, but it feels like a $40 game or something to me.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I mean, no, I wasn't too familiar with it, but I don't know. I'm kind of digging it.
I mean,
have they done anything since? I mean, when I was just looking it up, the last Myst came out in like
98 or something.
no, it was like mid 2000s. So it's
Really?
not like right. I was gonna say have they done anything since Myst, but they kept Myst alive probably a lot longer than they should have.
Then they should have. Yeah.
I may still have it up. Let me take a look here.
They made. Myst
All right, so Myst. When did Myst come out?
94, 95.
Ooh, 93. Riven 97. Oh, that came out on iOS.
So wait, Riven came out before Myst 2?
Riven was basically there is no Myst 2.
Oh,
because
okay.
after Riven was Myst 3
Okay.
Exile 2001. Uru.
Wow.
Uru it is. Uru.
What was
Ages
the name of that game? We can never remember.
Lost Eden. With all the dinosaurs.
Yeah,
That game's
and
awesome.
they talk to you and stuff. If you haven't, check out Lost Eden on DOS
If you
or
can-
whatever it is.
yeah,
If
I don't know where
even
you
if
play
you
that.
can emulate DOS or something. Really.
Myst 3 Exile 2001. Oh, I already said that.
Yep.
Uru.
Uru it is.
Uru, Ages Beyond Myst, 2003. Oh. Myst 4 Revelation was not even Cyan. It was Ubisoft.
Really?
Ubisoft?
For
2004.
What, just PC?
Mac, Windows, Xbox.
Xbox.
Xbox. Xbox. Myst
I
5.
never said that.
Okay, it didn't go
Myst
that late.
5?
Myst 5 End of Ages was Cyan.
Okay.
But it was 2005.
Wow.
But still, my question remains. It's not really a question. It's a rhetorical question, I guess.
Well, now it is because we know the answer.
Well, no, we still don't know this answer.
I don't
Have they
think we
done
have a
anything since Myst?
Okay. No, they've done
Just
Myst.
when I think I have the answers, they change the questions.
They've
was that
done
Ric
Myst.
Flair or Roddy Piper? Who used
I
to
think
say
that was Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra? Or oh wait, Yogi Berra. Yeah.
Yes, not the bear, the baseball player. You idiot. God.
No, just
Sorry,
when
Mom.
I think that was Ric Flair or Roddy Piper.
It sounds like something is crazy.
But anyway.
Anyways.
Have they done anything since? And even if they have, then yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to say I don't know if they've done anything other than not really since Myst, but have they done anything other than Myst?
I don't think so.
Before
It's
or
all
after
been
or during or
first-person
whatever.
puzzle games. Yeah.
So to me, it's like these people are still around when nothing has come out in 11 years. I find it hard to believe they've done nothing.
What
It
do you
just
mean,
must
these people?
be the Cyan people.
The Cylons? Is
The
it
Cylons.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica? All right, let's move on. I'm excited for this game. I'm not going to pay
I'm
$60
very
bucks
excited.
for it, but $30, $40, as long as my crappy MacBook can handle it, I would love to play a new Myst. And, now you can use your DualShock 4 on Mac and PC and stuff. And the video I saw of this is somebody using it. I think it was actually an Xbox controller. They were probably playing it on Windows. But yeah, it is first person. You walk around. It's not just static screens. It's a world you explore. Like it sounds right up my alley. Hopefully it sells well, and then hopefully they'll just move it to PS4. But we'll see.
I bet
They kickstarted, I want to say like over $3 million or something like that. It was a pretty big Kickstarter, I think.
I will say that I bet that game will look amazing on my Mac 5K.
Good for you.
So I would almost be tempted just to get it on that regardless.
Just to see. Oh, that's true. Because you're not going to get a
just to
PS4K. PS,
Yeah.
Whatever. Anything else?
That's all I've got.
June NPD numbers came out, and it's interesting for a couple reasons, but so the charts do not include digital sales for Doom or Uncharted because Bethesda and Sony presumably did not fork those numbers over.
The charts don't include Uncharted? Is that because it's
Because
Uncharted?
It's Uncharted. This is a very punny episode. If you know Sean, if you've been listening to us for 30 episodes, you know he's a punny guy. Overwatch sales figures do not include PC sales via Battle.net, which is like, what the hell is it called? Blizzard's thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Number 10, Minecraft. Good God. Number 9, Destiny: The Taken King. 8, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, 2K16, Uncharted 4. Number 6. Now again, this counts all consoles, so that means it's still selling pretty well a month plus after release. That's good. Mirror's Edge Catalyst beat it out. I didn't think anybody bought that game. Mirror's Edge Cats. Doom.
The only thing I know about that game is Churches wrote a song for it, which is a band that I like. Yeah, Churches.
I mean, it just confuses me. Doom in at number 4. Lego Star Wars Force Awakens was the only new game in June that charted, and it ended up at 3. GTA 5 was number 2.
That's because of this expansion they did. Or
Which
I don't even know if you
looks-
call it an expansion, but
Have you seen any videos or anything on it?
I haven't seen. I've seen
much
stills,
fun.
but
It looks like the cunning stunts.
right. Careful.
Be very, very careful when you say those words. The cunning stunt. I'm not going to say anything. The new expansion looks so much fun. It makes me want to install this 65 gig friggin' game and put another 350 hours. Not really, but number 1, Overwatch. This is a game I would normally love to hate on because it's Blizzard, first of all, and because it's a first-person shooter. But the more I learn about this game, the more it seems like it is a very... So in the middle of matches, you can switch characters. So you can be like the map guy or the trapper guy, or you can set up turrets or whatever. And if that's not working, you can switch to somebody else. Also, at the end of every match, your kill-death ratio is not shown to everybody. So I don't be like, oh, look at K-Dubs 24, 2 kills, 20 deaths. I quit. This is embarrassing. I'm not playing this game anymore. It seems like they made it for people that love competitive games, but that are also it's also good for casual players like me and you. So I don't think I'll ever fork down $60 for it because it is just multiplayer only. But I don't know. It was number 1 a couple months after it came out. You got nothing to add, or you just gonna look at me all creepily?
I don't know. Creepily?
Creepily.
I don't know. I don't really know much about it. I basically I never had interest, but I decided that I will not pursue any interest in it as soon as I saw that it was a first-person shooter, which basically means as soon as I was aware of the game. I just don't care until and maybe this is the one. I don't know. Until a first-person shooter can just do something different for a change, I don't care.
I think the one that I would have been interested in, and because it's not, what's the word? Trigger, twit. It's not a Twitch shooter, not Twitch.tv.
Twitcher?
Battlefront, Star Wars. It is very easy for like people that are like us to get like 30 kills in a match. But my problem with that is it was multiplayer only. Now, if Battlefront 2 comes out and there's a single-player campaign plus the same kind of multiplayer, okay, I'm down.
Yeah.
But will I ever buy Overwatch? No. If it's free on PS Plus, then I'll download it, but that's about it. Anything else?
That's it.
Batman Telltale Games Batman is out August 2nd on digital. So we had already found out when the good old disc version was coming out in September. Now we know the digital download is out August 2nd. I don't need a disc for this. I'm going to download. I'm going to buy the season pass. I'm going to play it on August 2nd. And I can't wait.
Don't let that take away from
Twilight. Did you say that like Matthew
Twilight.
McConaughey?
All right.
So an hour into the podcast. Let's get to our main topic. So again, we didn't think we were going to have anything to talk about this week. Sean and I were like, "What are we going to talk about? I don't know what our main topic should be. What are we going to talk about?" And then, by the grace of Sega. By the way, when you watched the trailer, did you not just hear that and go, "Oh God"?
Oh,
like,
it's nostalgia
it's just
overload.
so good. So our main topic this week is Sonic Mania, and that's a game, but it's also what we're going through right now. We're feeling right now. Oh my God! I knew they were doing the 25th anniversary Sonic celebration at Comic-Con. I assumed they're just going to announce another 3D Sonic, which we'll get to that in a minute. They're going to announce another 3D Sonic coming out next year. Whatever, I don't really care. It is what it is. Then all of a sudden, after we're done watching the Ultimate Cut of Batman vs. Superman, I'm exhausted, but I'm like, oh, I got to check Twitter before I go to bed. And all of a sudden, I see a trailer for this game called Sonic Mania. And I'm like, wait a minute. That looks like it was made on the Genesis. Push play. Oh, my God. So let's. I'll read through the little breakdown here, and then we'll get into our thoughts on it and what it means to us as Genesis kids. But this comes from IGN. At Comic-Con Friday night, Sega announced Sonic Mania, a new 2D platformer with, quote, core classic gameplay, headed to PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC in spring 2017. Sonic Mania includes reimagined areas from Sonic 2, Sonic CD, and Sonic 3, and Knuckles, as well as brand new areas. The game is co-developed by Sega of America, Pagoda West Games, and developers Christian Whitehead, which I want to get to that in a minute, and Simon Thomley. Sorry, Simon. In a statement, Sonic team head Takashi Iizuka described Sonic Mania as, quote, a passion project that was born out of fans' love of the classic Sonic 2D platform games. He added, quote, this type of collaboration is a first for Sega, and we hope everyone will be surprised and delighted by this title. More details about Sonic Mania will be revealed later this year. Sean, when you watched this trailer, did your head almost explode like mine did?
So I wouldn't go that far. I mean, it looks awesome. It brings me back to our childhood. While I will never, not that this is some groundbreaking statement, I will never be able to give Sonic the edge over Mario.
No.
My issue with Sonic is, to me, it just seems like it's a game where you could go, in any given level, you can go from start to end and only see maybe 20% of the level, because you don't need to explore everywhere. You can go through these loop-de-loops and jump over this thing and then hit this ramp and go fly, and then you're like, what did I just miss? And for whatever reason, maybe totally unfounded, maybe it just always bugged me. I don't know why. And not always bugged me, because I loved the game back then, but looking back, I think that's part of the reason. Because now when I play through it, I'm like, I don't want to just get, and it's stupid for a Sonic game, because I mean, I guess you want to find all the rings, not the super rings for the bonus stages.
You gotta catch them all.
You gotta catch them all. You gotta. But I'll like go, loop the loop and then go flying off this thing, and I'll be like, well, I wonder what I missed, and I'll start backtracking, and it's just, I don't know. But it's I will give it to them. That is what separates it from Mario. It was never trying to be Mario, other than the fact that it was the flagship, it was the mascot, whatever. Gameplay wise, it was never meant to be Mario.
Right. And it never will be.
But
it's
never
not supposed to be.
But I'll give them this. They haven't, it doesn't look like they've changed. They're not going to, why would they? I mean, for the most part, Sonic worked.
20 years ago, Sonic worked.
Well,
once they went
that
3D,
version of,
right?
Yeah,
exactly.
So I don't know. I like it. It's a good mix of. I'm sure there's probably a term. It is retro graphics. It's like a 2.5D almost. It's 2D.
It's like Shovel
Knight. It's like 2D
It's 16-bit
3D
Shovel Knight.
pixels, kind of, but
It's
it's
more-
more than it's not
it's
even
more than
16-bit.
16-bit, right.
Yeah,
It's the style of 16-bit with more horsepower.
It's probably what the Sonic game that should have come out, if not 32X, then on Saturn.
Agreed.
But I think it looks awesome. I don't know what else to say. It looks like it is still a Sonic game. It's not any of these 3D Sonic games that I've never even played. I don't know. It's right up there with the new Ninja Turtles game.
Oh, I hope it's
Street Fighter
I hope
5.
it's not up there with that.
Well,
Or that.
I'm saying it's up there in terms
Right,
of
I know what you mean.
the hype. I want it to be good. I want it
Yeah.
to breathe new life into a dying.
Make Sonic great again. I had
You're
to.
gonna love it.
You're gonna love. I hope we will. But my thing is, so when I look at the trailer, 3 things stuck out to me. The pixel art is freaking beautiful.
Yes.
This game, like Sonic CD, was probably the pinnacle. Well, no, I mean
Did you ever
Sonic
play
3D,
that?
no, but
Okay.
everybody says
I haven't either. but-
it's the best Sonic game by far. I don't know if I'd put it over Sonic 3. A lot of people like Sonic 2 over Sonic 3, but we've talked about this before. Pixel art's beautiful. The 3 classic characters are back.
yes.
So you can be Sonic, Miles Prower / Tails, or the echidna known as Knuckles. There's no like the
Purple cat and
the
alligator.
alligator from Knuckles Chaotic and all that crap. None of them are there. So they're not hiding
that
it either.
alone.
That's what I
is-
like. I like that they're not just like, it's a new Sonic game, and then we're like, well, okay, but who else is going to be in this? No, they're showing you who's in it, and it's the 3 characters that we actually like.
Right.
I love that. Not only that, Sonic got a new attack, and they didn't really explain
yeah.
this a lot, but
The drop dash.
What I think this solves so many issues with Sonic games, because I can when we played through Sonic 3 on the Genesis Collection thing on PlayStation 3, there are so many times where I would like jump, like you'd be going really fast, and you jump and you spin, jump, and you come down, and then you just land. I'm like, ugh.
And then you
And it
gotta
just
start running.
stops your momentum,
Yeah.
and then you got to duck and you got to spin dash and go. Whereas this, they didn't explain it, but I assume what it is, when you're jumping and you're spinning, you can hit the ground and just dash right away, or you don't even stop, you just go right into a spin dash.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Rockefeller Records. That's perfect. That is the one gameplay element from a Sonic perspective, not just a platformer perspective, that was missing. I love that. Especially now that I know that they're also making a 3D Sonic game coming out next year. This game to me screams $20 to $40. I'm all over that day one. This is not going to be a $60 game. I'm 100% sure of that.
It can't be.
There's no way. They're not going to charge $60 for a 2D Sonic game. But I am so... I wasn't as happy as I was watching the Justice League trailer. So if I go from a 1 to a Justice League, it's probably a 7. Excitement, which is probably about the same as a Wonder Woman, which is pretty good. But here's why I am excited. Because this guy, Christian Whitehead, I'm like, I know I've heard that name before. Why do I know this guy? Let me read you this. Christian Whitehead has been a long time... And this comes from Wiki... the sonic.wikia.com. Christian Whitehead has been a long time and well-known user on Sonic Retro, which is a website, where he's been creating several fan games, the most known being Retro Sonic. In 2009, Whitehead recorded a video about a concept demo for Sonic CD that is running on Whitehead's own game engine called Retro Engine. In the concept video, the game has been played on the iPod Touch. In July of the same year, he contacted Sega to tell about his re-release plans. In August 2011, Christian Whitehead confirmed the re-release of Sonic CD powered by his Retro Engine. The port was successful, as in March 2013, the Windows Phone version of the re-release won Game of the Year category from the Pocket Gamer Awards. The original Sonic the Hedgehog was then also re-released in 2013, powered by Retro Engine with Christian Whitehead behind the re-release. It's also revealed that a re-release of Sonic 2 was planned in the future, which actually, no, that came out in 2013. And now he is working on Sonic Mania coming out in 2017. This guy is a Sonic fanboy. This guy, his whole professional career has been about Sonic games and fan projects and all this other stuff. I probably have more faith in this guy making a 2D Sonic game that works than Sega and Sonic Team at this point.
I would agree with that.
That makes me so hopeful for this game.
For that same reason, you should be behind the new Metal Gear game.
You should shut your mouth. I love you. So, I think that is great news for this project. Let's skip ahead right here. So, also they announced Project Sonic 2017, which is a new, quote, epic game coming out for Xbox One, PS4, and the NX. But let's read here from IGN also. At San Diego Comic-Con party last night, Sega confirmed... Comic-Con, is that what I said? Sega confirmed that a new Sonic game is coming to PS4, Xbone, PC, and the NX in holiday 2017, but I would say Christmas 2017 because that is how I roll. And if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. The game is currently untitled and no other details were revealed beyond the fact that it will be both a digital and physical release. Okay, who cares? And that the, quote, epic title is in development from the same team that made Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, which apparently are the only two good Sonic games that have been made since like 1994. Do you care about 3D Sonic? Did you watch? Did you look at the trailer for this at all?
I haven't seen this trailer.
The trailer. So let me just break it down. The trailer is all CG. You pan in. You say coming 2017. You see some huge robot in this burning city. Here comes new Sonic. He's like, and he goes after the guy. That was the dash. I don't know if it sounded right. I got headphones on. It's messing me up. So he does the dash, and all of a sudden he looks over, and then here's old school Sonic next to him, which is how Sonic Generations worked, was new Sonic and old Sonic. I don't understand it. The game's supposed to be really good as far as Sonic games go. And they go off, and then it just cuts to black and says coming holiday 2017 to all these systems. So they didn't show anything, really. They don't have a name for the game. I actually wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't make Christmas next year. All I know is they have not, and this is actually made by Sonic Team, but Sonic has not had a very good track record in 3D. Going all the way back to 3D Blast. Do you care? Well, obvious question, but I'm going to ask anyways. What are you more excited about? Sonic Mania or Project Sonic?
Mania. So Project Sonic. I've never played any of the 3D Sonics. I really know very little about any of them. What I think I know about them is that they are all literally 3D platformers. Not 3D platformers in the way that Mario 64 was, Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie. Okay. You are in a level, get from the beginning to the end
as fast as you
can, collect some rings along the way. It just doesn't work. It doesn't do it for me.
Sonic does not work in 3D. Sonic Colors is okay. We've got that for the Wii. I've beat one or two levels, but I'm like, I don't care enough to go back and play it again.
Now, if they tried to do something different and make it more like a Mario 64.
But then it's not Sonic.
Well, I mean, Mario 64 was still Mario, right?
But
I'm not saying exactly like that. I'm just saying add something to it to where it's not, oh, you got from the beginning of this level to the end of that level? Okay, great. We're done with that. Now we're here. No need to go back there. You made it to the end. That's all that matters. To me, in this age of exploration of video games and trophy hunting and achievements and all that, it doesn't work to just say, okay, here's a bunch of levels, just get from the beginning to the end of all of them. It just,
I agree.
To me, it doesn't work anymore.
You just can't
until they do a Sonic 3D game that, right, and that's the tricky part, I think.
And that's why Sonic, we'll get to that in a minute, but that's why Sonic 3D Blast sucked. Among many other reasons, but that's one of the reasons it sucked. That game was slow as hell. But okay,
yeah, I mean that's my thought. I guess bottom line is no, I'm not very excited about it at all. I am orders of magnitude more excited about Sonic Mania, and I think until somebody finds a way to make a 3D Sonic game that is not literally just a 3D Sonic game, I will probably continue to not care about them.
Agree. Orders of magnitude, yeah. I won't play the 3D Sonic. I won't get tricked into it. but I can't wait for Sonic Mania. It was Wario64, I think, on Twitter. Great follow on Twitter. If you don't follow Wario64, then you're not a video game fan. He breaks so many stories. Him and Shinobi602, they're great. He tweeted out a picture that was like I think it was called the Sonic Cycle. It's like, new game gets announced, nostalgia kicks in, you're really excited. Okay, then you go to the second part of the circle, and it's like, okay, you're getting close to release. They announce all these other characters that you didn't know were in the game. Hopes kind of go down. People have played the game. It's not as great as you think. Game comes out. Reviews are horrible. Hopes are dashed. You say you'll never get tricked again, and it's just a cycle. I feel that way for the 3D Sonics, but maybe I'm part of the Matrix here. Sonic Mania is going to be different, at least to me. But I'm feeding right into this whole thing that he was tweeting out. You know what I mean? Like,
but I think you break the cycle because it is different from what they've been making.
That was their first CD. Break the cycle.
I don't know if it was their first CD.
Well, it was their first big CD. It's been a while.
Mud Shovel, maybe, was their first one. Yeah, it's different. It's what's old is new again, right?
Rusted Hammer.
I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to use that saying.
No, yeah, that's right.
What's old is new again. It makes sense to me. What has now become the new normal for Sonic, to me, is just not working.
It's 100%. I agree.
So, to me, it's not going to fall into the same cycle. I think he put it perfectly. I mean, I pretty much just skip to phase 3 of that every game. Like, I've just stopped caring. I don't get sucked in. I don't even get to the point where my hopes get kind of tempered a little bit. It's just I don't care, and then I'm justified in not caring because they've all sucked. But I'm sure there are people that still hold out hope, and God bless them, but I want to like new Sonic games, and this is this is a new Sonic game, but it's a new old Sonic game, so to me that doesn't count. But I'm very excited about Sonic Mania, not so much about the other one.
Project Sonic.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it any better than you just said it. So let's go back. I was looking at... I can't even count how many Sonic games have come out. I mean, I could. I mean, I can count that high, but I just don't have the time. But if we go back to the beginning, so if you've listened to us at all, you know we were Genesis kids growing up. We were Sega kids growing up, other than the NES. Sonic the Hedgehog, 1991. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 1992. 93, Sonic CD, which both of us haven't played, and I think we were both really missing out. And Sonic Spinball. 94, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles.
CD and Spinball came out before 3?
Yeah. Because if you go look at Sonic CD, it's like Sonic 1 art style.
Which is, to
more
me,
processing power.
I love that.
I absolutely love it. And that's the only... When you look at Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, he's almost too glossy or something. Yep. But I like... Yep. But everything else... I
like the gameplay of 3.
I like the gameplay
art
of 3.
style of 1.
Yeah.
Which is probably
2,
what Sonic
2 is
CD
almost,
was.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't put my finger on it, but I was never... Well, I can't say I was never, but in hindsight, I don't really care for Sonic 2. I would play 3 and 1 long before I'd ever play 2, and I don't know why.
There's a lot of people that like 2 better than any of them, and I don't understand
something about 2 just doesn't click with me now.
And then 95 saw Sonic Labyrinth, which I don't even remember. 96 was the good. That was a Game Gear game. Actually, maybe we did have this. I thought we had Sonic 3D Blast for Game Gear, but it didn't come out on Game Gear.
What is this?
Sonic Labyrinth. That's the only screenshot I got. I think we might have had that also.
Maybe.
I don't remember
had one of the
name.
Side-scrolling Sonic games.
We had
for
Sonic
Game
1
Gear.
and Sonic 2.
Do we have 2?
We had
2 of them?
2 of them, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2.
Okay. I don't remember having that one.
And then Sonic 3D Blast came out in 96. We got that for Genesis and Saturn, right? I'm
Definitely Genesis.
95% sure we had it for Saturn also.
Why would we get that game twice?
Because we were drinking the Kool-Aid.
Well, to be fair, in hindsight, I feel like I remember liking Sonic Blast. There may have been a lot of Kool-Aid drinking going on, but
it was just...
when
I think we liked
about
it because it was different.
I know now that it's not a very good game, but I think I liked it a decent amount back then.
The Saturn was maybe a little bit better. The Saturn wasn't made to do great. The Saturn was made...
That's Saturn?
Yeah, the Saturn was made to play Sega's arcade games. And then everything else they just kind of figured out as it went.
Right.
But if you look back at us, like... So we had Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic Spinball, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Blast, Sonic Blast, 3D Blast, 3D Blast. And then after that, Sonic R, nope. Adventure, nope. Pocket Adventure, nope. Shuffle, Adventure 2, Advance, Advance 2, Battle, Heroes, Advance 3, Rush, Shadow, Sonic Riders, Sonic the Hedgehog 06, the worst game ever made, nope. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, Sonic Chronicles, Dark Brotherhood, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic and Black Knight, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1, I did have that. Sonic Free Riders, Sonic Colors, played a level of it, Sonic... Hedgehog 4, Episode 2, never downloaded that. Sonic and the All-Stars, Racing Transformers, Sonic Lost World, Sonic Boom, Brass Lyrics, Sonic Boom, Shadow Crystal, Sonic Runners, Sonic Boom Fire and Ice is coming out this year, and Sonic Mania next year, and Project Sonic 2003.
Same with Robbins, Oppenheimer, Tef.
I think we played all the good games in the series.
It sounds
except
like
for
it.
except for CD.
Except for Sega CD. Sonic CD.
Oh, God. I need to play Sonic CD now. So, our main topic, we are huge Sega fanboys. We've always been throughout our lives. We're feeling the Sonic Mania. We're both clearly excited. And, God, I hope it doesn't suck. I say that about so many things. Like, I hope Suicide Squad doesn't suck. I hope Justice League doesn't suck. I hope Wonder Woman doesn't suck. I hope Sonic Mania doesn't suck. And I don't think it will suck. I think there will be plenty of haters that come out that hate all the other Sonic games that say there's never been a good Sonic game. Or there's been one. A lot, like Justin Davis again tweeted out, hey, well, maybe this will be the second good Sonic game. And he said, for the record, there's only one good Sonic game, and it's Sonic CD. I don't know how it could be that much different.
Right. I don't see
1,
how
2,
anybody
3,
can say
and Knuckles.
Sonic CD is the only good one.
It
may be the
if
best.
If you like Sonic CD, then you like 3 and 2 and 1.
It may be better. It may be a lot better. But to say that it's still basically the same game. But neither here nor there.
It might be there.
Or it may be here.
It may be here. That was our main topic this week for episode 31 of the Two Player Co-op podcast. Let us know your thoughts. If you are a Sonic fanboy or fangirl, we would love to hear from you. I am at Kevin White 24 on Twitter. He is at Real Sean White. Together, we are at 2player_co-op. Sounds like we're done, but you know what? We're not done. You know what time it is, Sean?
I do.
It's time for the
It's the back of the box challenge.
If you're not familiar with the Back of the Box Challenge, what we do at the end of all our podcasts every week when we get together, we like to play a little game called the Back of the Box Challenge. What we do is we look up a game from the past, obviously, because we can't look up a game from the future. It has to be a physical release because we need to actually see the back of the box. We read the back of the box to the other player. We bleep out any pertinent information that would give the game away, like Sonic and Knuckles stars. This game features Sonic and Knuckles, the echidna, or something like that. We
Bleep
that
and
out
bleep.
because that would be way too obvious. We let the other player ask 5/ or so questions. / / questions. By the way,
/
do you know what a / is or a backslash?
I know that it's the opposite of what I used to think. So when I draw, a / leans forward.
It's which way it leans. Okay.
/ leans back.
forward.
But when I draw what is called a / I draw it back. So I would always call that a backslash.
But it
that's
leans
a forward
forward.
/ Right.
Okay.
Segue. Tangent.
Seggent.
Nissus.
Sega. Who reads first?
You read
swear
first
to
last
God,
week. You
I
read
swear to
first last
God,
week.
Every week I say, this time in the rundown, I'm going to write down who goes first.
You read first last week because I remember guessing Secret Amount last time. So I'll read first this time. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, I probably should have read this a little more. I'll figure it out as we go. A shooting star?
What? What was that noise?
It's an omen of disaster. Blank's archaeologist uncle has been kidnapped. Blank alone can rescue him. Thus begins the test of blank courage. I may come back and unblank that, but
Blank courage?
yeah, you'll see later.
I won't see unless I look at your screen.
You will understand later.
Thank you.
Happy villagers eagerly assist, but endless enemies threaten every step. Blank's I probably don't even need to bleep that out, but Blank's search leads him through the lush wilderness of the blank. As he travels on foot or by submarine through the sunny land of dark secrets and deadly peril.
That the land is called Dark Secrets and Sunny Peril?
Dark secrets.
I already forget.
Dark secrets and deadly peril.
Whatever.
It's not the name of it. It's just a land, like the land of make-believe. It's not called make-believe.
I think it is called the Land of Make-Believe.
Well, maybe it
but
is.
Continue.
Land of dark secrets and deadly peril. Blank is a tireless fighter. That's weird. Using common sense, a blank, magic potions,
Master Sword.
magic potions, and mysterious new weapons and skills, Blank must defend himself. Maybe this is a Japanese translation, but every time I read one of these, there are incomplete sentences. The next sentence is, restore his strength with coconut milk. Oh, I guess that could be, if it's talking to the player. Restore, not that he needs to restore, but you need to restore. Okay. Help him defeat strange creatures, sea monsters, and hidden attackers. Join Blank in his adventure, Journey to the Blank.
You blanked a whole lot there. And clearly there's not a Master Sword in this game.
So I can unblank the name because it's literally the most... Okay, 90% of those blanks, wherever I blanked out somebody's name...
What's the name of the game?
His name's Mike. If I don't know if that helps you, but... Mike's archaeologist uncle. Mike alone can rescue him. Mike's search. Mike is a tireless fighter. Join Mike in his adventure. Mike must defend himself, so on and so forth.
Is it an 8-bit game?
Yes.
Is it a Sunsoft game?
I don't think so. Oh, I think I know what you're thinking. But no, it's not.
Haven't we done Star Tropics already?
Have we done? I don't know if we've done Star Tropics.
Is it a Sunsoft game? You didn't ever give me.
Oh, it is not a Sunsoft game.
Okay. 8-bit archaeological something, bunch of blanks. You bleeped out a Master Sword or something. Clearly, it's not a Master Sword. Is it a whip? It's not a whip. Don't you dare nay.
Oh crap! Don't look at my phone. I just showed it to the camera.
I'm sure it's very clear. Oh God, 8-bit game. Is it a first-party Nintendo game?
Yes.
Oh.
Is it?
Is it a black box game?
It is not. It has the official Nintendo seal of quality.
That doesn't mean that every single game that came out in Nintendo had that they approved. Go back to my question. Did Nintendo make this game or publish it?
I think so. I mean, I don't see any other... let me go to the front cover. I don't see any other names on it.
Is this series still live today?
Okay,
What?
yeah, it's just straight up Nintendo. It wouldn't let me zoom out.
Okay,
it is
so
Nintendo.
It's not a black box game.
It's not a black box game.
Is this series still live?
It is not. I don't think. It is not.
8-bit Nintendo. You think it's first party, but you don't.
Yeah, it's
really
first
know.
party.
Okay. Has the main character appeared in the latest?
Mike?
Oh yeah, his name's Mike.
Mike. Oh, wait, that's mine, not Mike.
Mine.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Mine. Finding Dory is supposed to be really good.
That's what I've heard.
I don't really care to watch it, though. Jim Halpert face. Have I played this game?
I have no idea. You should.
That doesn't mean anything. Did we own it growing up?
We did not.
It's freaking like Rygar or something stupid. No, that was a black box game, I think. And it wasn't a Nintendo game. Is this played from a top-down perspective or a side-scrolling perspective?
I mean, not. I would say top down. It's not like this.
I get you.
Yeah.
An somewhat overhead perspective.
Yes.
Okay.
You can see the ground that you are walking on.
I should play it. I might not have played it.
I'm pretty sure you haven't played it, but maybe you have.
Wait, you said this series is not still going.
No. I can give you a hint if you need it.
I am at a loss.
It is not still going. However, maybe it is an old game that is being re-released. Not even remastered, but re-released in some
A boy and his
form.
blob?
No. If you catch my drift.
Is it Final Fantasy?
No.
So it's a classic NES. It's one of the games on the stupid classic NES mini. Stupid thing. I don't know. Halpert face. Hashtag.
All right, so you've got it down to 30 games.
So it's not Star Tropics, though. You said it's not Star Tropics. Wait, no, you never said it wasn't Star Tropics. Is it Star Tropics?
It's Star Tropics.
I said that like a half hour ago.
You just said, haven't
knew
we
it
done
was.
Star Tropics before? I said, I don't think we've done Star Tropics.
I knew it was Star Tropics.
I think we may have done it in
We've talked about it.
20 questions or something.
We haven't done it on
We
this
haven't done
thing.
it back to the box.
Because it made sense. His dad is like an archaeologist,
Archaeologist?
and he's lost. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
And he looks like a Mike.
Mike's search leads him through the lush wilderness of the Star
Blank.
Tropics.
Oh, well, yeah, that's good to believe.
And then the other big thing was using common sense and island yo-yo magic potion.
That,
So
that
have you
definitely
played
would
this?
have given it away. No.
Okay, well,
That's one of the games I'm looking forward to playing on the Stupid Classic.
this, it is so good. It's basically, it's Zelda,
But is it really, though? That's what I've always wondered. Everybody says it's like it's Zelda.
So there's like an overworld and then action.
So it's what
places.
Zelda 2 should have been. Zelda 2 could have had an overworld and still been Zelda 1 underneath the overworld, right?
Actually, yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it.
Bam.
It is really good. And yeah, I will make sure that you play through it. You will need those save states because it's kind of a hard game. And the last level it's really hard. But you will have to play through it.
Okay. Ready?
Ready.
Original people, blank and blank, slam the asphalt with bigger, better, totally devastating attacks. Skull-crushing ex-wrestler blank joins up with earth-shattering body slams and spinning fist attacks. New Thrasher blank slices punks with high-speed blanks and spinning jump kicks. Go Maniac with jaw-shattering, bone-busting punches, head-cracking jump kicks, and secret weapons. Gangs of dirt bikers dive into you from every side. Smash them with something as they speed by.
Was that a bleep or it literally says something?
I bleeped it before I said it.
Okay. Smash them with something.
Your fists or something.
Or something else. Was that it?
That was it, yeah.
Okay, well, this is clearly, I think, Some kind of beat 'em up. Ex-wrestler. Say that again. The one.
Blank.
Yep, is an ex-wrestler.
Blank. Joins up with earth-shattering body slams and spinning fist attack.
Zangief. Oh, but who's the other guy?
Oh.
There's two guys.
New Thrasher Blank slices punks with blank attacks and spinning jump kicks.
I mean, this is either like a Streets of Rage or a Final Fight. I'm trying to think if there's ever like a wrestler guy in Streets of Rage. I don't think. Oh, there was that big dude. Okay. Is this a 16-bit game?
Yes.
Okay. Did we own this game?
I don't think we did.
Okay. So you're either messing with me or it is...
I'm not messing with you. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure we did not own this game.
So this must be a Genesis game. Unless you're doing something weird.
I promise you I'm not doing something weird. I promise you. I'm pretty sure we did not own this game. Like 90% sure.
Is it a first-party game?
Yes.
Is it just Streets of Rage? It's not Streets of Rage 1, which I know we owned, and that doesn't have a wrestler in it.
We definitely own Streets of Rage 1. I know that.
3 was the one that had like the kangaroo and the little kid on the skates and the old cyborg man.
Maybe the old
And
cyborg man was
Axel.
an ex-wrestler.
I don't think so. 2 had like there's one big guy. It was Axel, the other guy. Skate. Or was he not till 3?
He was in 2.
I mean, this has Streets of Rage 2 written all over it, but I'm trying to think of what else it could be. There's never a Final Fight on Genesis. Is this a beat 'em up?
Yes.
Okay. There weren't too many beat 'em up, and it's a first party.
That's what I said.
A Sega Genesis beat 'em up first party game. Is it Streets of Rage 2?
It is.
Okay.
I was hoping...
What's the guy's name?
Max. Max Thunder.
I was who's cutting people up? Axel?
Skate. With his...
Oh, so it was just two new
I
people.
blanked out inline skates. Inline skate attacks. So I was like, well, obviously that's going to give away that it's Street. Because I think he was in 3 also with the kangaroo
He
man.
was, but I couldn't
You
remember.
Unlocked him at some point. He wasn't there from the beginning.
No, you
It
unlock
was,
the kangaroo.
Oh, you unlocked the kangaroo man.
For some reason.
I mean, not the kangaroo.
Not a kangaroo.
It's
It's just a kangaroo. It's not like Man-Bat and Batman.
I was hoping you would get tripped up. You completely forgot the reason I did this is because Hagar, whatever. Didn't he do a spin attack like Zangief also? I was banking on you being like, oh, crap, is this Final Fight? But then you narrowed it down to Sega, so.
That's what I was I was thinking it could have... I think that's why I asked if it was... Well, I think that's why I asked if we owned it.
Okay.
Because if we owned it...
We did not own 2.
Or if you
we
had
only owned
to.
the first one, right?
In my mind, we owned all 3, but I guess that's probably not true.
We-
All I know is for
We
a fact
owned
we
one
owned
for
one.
sure, 100%. And I can't remember.
Maybe we did just
What
rent
was the
other
dude?
ones.
What was the third dude's name in Streets of Rage 1? Axel Blaze and
The guy in the yellow?
the black guy in the yellow shirt. I can't remember what the hell his name was. Did he die? Like in storyline? Why wasn't he in 2 or 3? Hold on.
We're going to look that up real quick. In the meantime, this episode has been brought to you by Buffalo Trace and Bullet Bourbon
As we come to you live.
from the Pool House Studios.
You got any more words you can say? Yeah, there's the dude in the yellow shirt. Gameplay.
Peace.
Adam!
Should have known.
Clearly he's an Adam. That's been it for episode 31 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Appreciate everybody being here for 31 episodes. We hope you'll be here for another 31. Again, I am Kevin White. I'm at Kevin White 24 on Twitter. He is at Real Sean White 24. Together, We are at 2player_co-op. Let us know your thoughts. Sonic Mania, Kojima, Metal Gear. Are you feeling like I'm feeling? Do you like Bullet Bourbon? Do you like Buffalo Trace? Do you like the biggest old fashioned you've ever seen?
How you doing?
Or do you like your bourbon straight?
How you doing?
Or are you soft?
SAWFT.
I don't even know what just happened. But we'll be back for episode 32. Sean, why don't you just take us out until then?
Thank you for playing.